Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and today we're doing another budget car video, because why not? And it's going to be on the best first cars for high schoolers under $3,000, and since I am a car guy, yes, they're going to be a little bit fun. Like, no, there's not going to be a Toyota Camry or Toyota Corolla. Between you and me, the Toyota Camry is probably your best bet, I'm just saying. But they're going to be fun cars. Also, before we get into it, guys, I want to remind you, Monday, September 20th, SmoothStance hats, SmoothStance shirts, and SmoothStance shorts are going to be going live on www.smoothstance.com/shop. Do not miss it. Be there. I can't wait. Monday, September 20th. Let's go. Alrighty, so coming in at number 10 is the Chevy Cruze, which comes with a 1.8 liter inline 4 that makes 151 horsepower, and they are sadly front wheel drive, but that honestly makes sense since these cars were meant for daily driving and daily driving only. They do look a bit cool in my personal opinion, which is why I put it on this list. But to be honest, if you do get one of these, I would just highly recommend saving your money instead of modifying it and waiting a couple years and buying something a little bit better, my bad. Either way though, they are really good for daily driving, just not the best for making power and modifying. They don't have that much modificational support for the car, but that's because they're a daily driver. That's what they were built for. They're also extremely cheap since they aren't the most sought after cars, so that's a plus. You get like a 2010 model Chevy Cruze for the amount of money that you'd spend on a 2000 Honda Civic. Number 9 is the Audi A4 B6, which comes with a 1.8 liter turbocharged inline 4 that makes a whopping 170 horsepower, and they were all-wheel drive. But since they were all-wheel drive, they were also quite heavy, which makes it not the fastest car out there. Chris, I'm sorry, I know you own one, but I'm just saying they're not the fastest, but they do sound really good. They sound pretty damn cool. They also are an Audi, and they have tons of mods for them, and they look really good, even bone stock, to be honest with you. And so yeah, they aren't the fastest in the world, but they're still a good, cool looking, fun car that you're going to be having a blast modifying. Plus, the fact that you're driving around in Audi is already enough to make anybody in the high school parking lot be like, that guy's got daddy's money, when they don't know anything about cars. And that's such a cool feeling, like when you bought something yourself and people are like, oh yeah, you got it handed to you. It's like, it's kind of like when you get called a hacker in Call of Duty and you're just really good. Number 8 is the Toyota Celica, which comes with a 1.8 liter inline 4 that makes 180 horsepower, and they were front wheel drive and actually pretty lightweight too, meaning that you can get a good couple of lap times on one of these bad mother jammers. Now, they aren't the fastest in the world, but for a first car, they're pretty good. They do look a little bit weird, but that's a different story. By the way, we're talking about the latest generation Celica. I know there's like 7 generations of them, so we are talking about the latest generations. Also, to non-car guys, they do look really cool, and you will get all the attention while still being able to enjoy your car year-round since it's front-wheel drive. Just please don't rice this car out, because there are so many easy ways to make these cars into just rice mobiles. Just lower the car, put some good cosmetic mods on it, and call it a day, and you'll be an accepted member of the car community. Number 7 is the Subaru Forester, which comes with a 2.5 liter inline 4 that makes 165 horsepower, and it was all-wheel drive because it's a freaking Subaru. And they're actually such cool looking little cars. Like, I don't know what it is about them, but I love it. All right, I love it. I love them so much. I love, especially when I see them modified. When I see a modified, man, I get cheesy. All right, I get cheesy. They also check all the boxes for a first car. Like, they're extremely reliable. Don't turbocharge it though, unless you want your pistons to become the first thing to land on Mars, and you'll be all set. They also have tons of room. They also look really good once modified, and they're all-wheel drive, so you can drive it year-round. On top of all that stuff, they are going to be super easy to get by your parents since it's a Forester. They're not fast, they're not sports cars. They're just like Forester. They're just cool-looking cars that are really practical. Number 6 is the Ford Crown Victoria. Nobody ever says the Victoria part anymore. They only just say Crown Vic. Well, I said it, all right? I said Crown Victoria. And it comes with a 4.6 liter V8 that makes 239 horsepower. First car to be over 200 on this list. And it was rear wheel drive and looks pretty damn boring, but it is fast. So this is like the car for the guy who does not care about like clout or attention or any of that stuff, and they just want to get behind the wheel of something that's fast at a young age. Since they were used as police cars literally all the time, you'll also be able to go fast and still get respect from the police officers too. So you'll be fine if you fly by them doing 120. Don't tell them I said that though if you get pulled over, because I was lying. You will not be fine if you go by a police car going 120 miles an hour. It doesn't matter if you have only police supporting stickers on your car. They also came with a good old American V8, which is only such a blast, but just be careful with the amount of power that you're given, especially since it's going to be your first car. Number 5 is the Lexus LS400, which comes with a 4-liter V8 that makes 270 horsepower. And it was rear-wheel drive, but the only downside, this is the only reason why I didn't put it higher, it was only available in an automatic transmission because Lexus sucks farts. They look really clean though, especially when lowered on some nice wheels. You're gonna get all the love in high school if you do that. These cars, they look really good. They have that VIP style look on them, and it just works. On top of that, they are rear-wheel drive and have 270 horsepower, meaning that you can still get a little bit froggy with one of these puppies if you need to. If you also have enough money and time in high school, which if you do, good for you, you could always manual swap this car anyway and be having the biggest fun in the world. They're a blast of a car, and since they have that Toyota reliability, you'll be chilling year round. Just be careful during the winters, especially if you slam it, since it is rear-wheel drive. Besides that, it's a great choice. Number 4 is the Chevy Camaro Catfish. I don't know what generation that is. I think it's the 5th generation. No, it's not. I think it's the 4th generation, actually. But it comes with a 3.8-liter V6. I know you guys, I know, I'm sorry. And it makes 200 horsepower on the dot, and yes, it was rear-wheel drive. And this car is such an odd car to me. Like, I had no idea where to put it on this list, because yes, it is a Camaro, but it's also a V6 Camaro, and lots of people bash on people who own V6 muscle cars. But to be honest, as your first car, I think it's a better option to stick with the V6 anyway. They're not as powerful, no, but you don't need that much power at a young age. So the V8 Camaros of this generation had like 320 horsepower. That's a little bit too much, I think, as a 16-year-old kid. On top of that, normal people really can't tell the difference anyway. So to your freaking crush that you just want to impress, you still drive a Camaro. And yes, I know it's the ugliest Camaro. Don't get mad at me if you own one of these puppies. I don't make the rules, but just don't look at it. 3rd place is the Volkswagen Jetta MK6. What? And it comes with a 1.8-liter turbocharged inline 4? What? That makes 170 horsepower? What? And it was front-wheel drive? What? That one's actually understandable because it's a Volkswagen. And yes, it is a freaking Volkswagen that's actually pretty new too. It's the newest car on this list. I don't know what it is, but people just always like shrug off the Jettas and they only go with the GTIs, and it just sucks. But at the same time, it's really good for people like you, because now you have a really good tuner car for less than $3,000 that's new, and it has all the amenities that you're going to need in a daily driver. It's front-wheel drive, it's reliable despite what people are going to say, great on gas mileage, looks really good especially when modified, and can get a lot of power for pretty damn cheap. Why would nobody pick these cars up? It's just because of the GTIs. 2nd place is the BMW 328i E46 sedan. You will not find a coupe for under $3K. And it comes with a 2.8-liter inline 6 that makes 190 horsepower, which is pretty damn good. And it was rear-wheel drive, or you can get it in the all-wheel drive version if you're just a boring person. But these cars are easily the best-looking cars on this list, in my personal opinion. And once again, this is personal opinion, I think you'll have the most fun in a E46 out of every car on this list. The only reason I didn't put it first is because the first car is almost too perfect, but for this car, they are great for anything you want to do. Drifting, one of literally the best entry-level drift cars out there. Racing around a track, I would wait on that one until you have something that's really good, but either way, BMW does make extremely good track cars. And just building a nice show car that you can get all the TikTok followers and MySpace friends on, name a better one. But hitting you with a curveball out of left field, baby. Now it's time for the honorable mentions. All right, yeah, that's right, we're doing honorable mentions on my channel now, if you're new here, or if you haven't watched a video in a while. But the first one is the Scion TC, which stands for Tasmanian cat, which has always been such a hateful car to me. I don't know what it is, but I really just don't like them. They do look cool, but I think Scion in general was just a cash grab attempt from Toyota to get like us younger kids to think they're like hip and cool, and it just made me sad because like we would have still thought they were hip and cool if they just kept making hip and cool cars. Like, we don't need something that's gonna like look cool. That's never what we cared about. But I don't know, it was just sad. But they are front wheel drive and they are good for daily driving, and to a normal person they do look like a cool sports car. So yeah, it is a very good choice as your first car. And the second car is the Mazda 3, not the Mazda Speed 3, don't get them confused. The Mazda 3 is the much more boring version, the version that like studies for their test tomorrow instead of goes out and parties. Nah, that's a bad reference, because I think that honestly you probably should just stay in, study for your test. It'll pay off in the long run. But it's a daily driver. That's literally all it is. Nothing special about them. I don't even really like the looks of them all that much, but it is a good daily driver, and it looks better than typical daily drivers, I guess you can say, which is why I just put it in the honorable mention spot. But first place though, the best car that you can buy for under $3 if you're a high school kid that's into cars, is the 6th generation Honda Civic, which comes with a 1.6 liter inline 4 that makes a laughably small 106 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive since it's a Civic. And you may be scratching your head asking why I put it number 1 if it's got not only the lowest horsepower on the list, but it's also front wheel drive. And if you don't know, I don't like front wheel drive cars. Well, it's a lot of reasons. First off, if you know anything about cars, it's that you can do anything to these EK Civics for so dirt cheap, which when it's your first car, it's really good to have a car like that, since you will mess up and break things. You're going to have to repair a lot of things, especially if it's your first time working on a car. You can get so much power out of one of these for only like 2 weeks of working. It's mind-blowing. And as long as you don't go over the top, they're really good looking cars too when modified right. But on top of all that stuff, all the car guy mumbo jumbo, even if you're just a guy that just needs a daily driver, this still should be your number 1 spot. Their reliability and daily drivability is like none other. There's nothing besides the Toyota Camry that holds up to these Civics when talking about daily driving, and that's what you need in high school. You don't need a super fast car, but it's always nice to have that option, and that's exactly what Honda Civics give to you while still being a good daily driver. It's the best of both worlds. And I find it funny because people used to make fun of people like, oh, you own a 99 Civic, and now I'm literally telling you that the best choice for your first car is a 99 Civic. But they're good. Like, don't let other people's opinions get in your way, because if you get one of these things and you're a car guy, you're gonna have a blast in it, I promise. And that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm not even gonna cut that out. I'm just gonna keep that right in there. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I don't know if you guys saw my post last night. You probably didn't. Not a lot of people check those out. But I'm going to tell you guys right now that we're going to be mainly focusing on budget car videos from now on and vlogs. You guys obviously really like the budget car videos, and I really like doing the vlogs. So let's meet in the middle. We'll do both. I hope you guys still enjoy the 350Z content, or content with my friends, going to events, working on their cars, stuff like that. But I understand if you guys just want to see the budget cars. Eventually though, guys, it's inevitable. I'm going to run out of ideas for budget cars. So eventually the channel will shift over into a completely vlog style channel, but I will wait and give you guys as much content as I can before that happens, since I know you guys enjoy the budget car videos. That means though, yes, the good, the bad, and the uglies are going away. I know a couple of you guys are going to be upset about that and be like, well, those are my favorite part of your channel, but just off of views alone, they get the least amount of views out of all my styles of videos, and so it's obvious that they're the least wanted videos, and so I'm just going to take them away. They also take a lot of time to make, and they are fun to me, but not as fun as making vlog content. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Das Vidania. Have a nice night.